In a space of less than 7 days, ever since the January transfer window really opened up, looks like United are really very serious when it comes to outgoings. And the latest culprit is Hannibal, and maybe he might be a beneficiary for this because he has only gone ahead to play 5 games in the Premier League out of the 20 we've gone ahead to play this season, and he has not been injured at any point. And it looks like there is a battle of his next destination. Teams are really battling up for his signature. It shows you how good this guy is and how we are really having a great future for him. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? We are here to bring you who the true captain of United was and what Bruno Fernandes should emulate from him. That is Roy Keane. And guess who's going to reveal this story to us? Gabriel Haynes. If I told you never really supported United in between, I think, 2003 and 2007, then Gabriel Haynes is not for you. He's not for you, but he was an Argentine left back who could obviously play into the central defense. That was signed by Sir Alex Ferguson, and he was really a hard tackler, hard and rough. He combined all that in his talent. So we thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum, and Rokan David is my name. You can as well call me Aradi. And let's get it off with Hannibal. Hannibal is one of those players of Man United that is not going to be around until the AFCON is really done and dusted. Now, when you look at Dario Sevilla, meaning that it's a branch of Dario in Sevilla, they've told us that Hannibal has decided to join Sevilla on loan until the end of the season. Negotiations ongoing between Sevilla and Man United to finalize the agreement. This is the first story we got, and it was again confirmed by Fabrizio Romano moments later that Hannibal has decided to join Sevilla on loan from Manchester United. Freiburg and Olympique Lyon asked for him too, but Sevilla on it since August and now ready to sign Hannibal. Man United and Sevilla will now discuss terms of the loan, also potential option and buyback clause. That is it. So United is really working on these loans to see to it that these players really go off. They get out of the club of Man United to get ample playing time. We all understand why Erik ten Hag kept this player around, because he knew to it that we had very many competitions to engage in. But us being knocked out of the Champions League, that means we don't have any other competition that is going to keep us busy, because the FA Cup comes once in a while. You're like, you play in January, and then you will later play in February, then I think March, April and May. If at all you have to play a final of the FA Cup again, that means every month we'll be having one FA Cup game that will see us really go to the levels. So that means the rest of the games left for us to play are in the Premier League, and there is no reason as to why you're going to keep a player around, yet the player is really ready to obviously take himself to the next level. And Erik ten Hag also wants this guy to improve and really get into a better player. I believe that Hannibal is in the same levels with Kobe Mainoo, but the problem is for him, he is really that kind of player who his discipline is really lacking on the field of play. The way he tackles, he gets reckless yellow cards. I think for every game that's going to play for Man United, there's going to have to be shown a yellow card. That is the reckless bit of it, of this boy. But he's just 20 years of age, and 15 days from now, he's going to be making 21 years of age. Still young, still in the learning age, and that curve is really still up. His ceiling is really great, and all he needs to get is to get enough playing time. That is it. Luton Town came up in the summer to obviously sign him on a loan, and United said, no, we are not going to really sign you. We're not going to really let you go to Luton Town because you have a job to do. And there are games that we had to play. For example, the game of Burnley away, that game ended 1-0. Hannibal was a revelation. The game of Brighton, when he came on and really scored that goal. And there are very many games that we had to play for the club of Manchester United, and he has the potential. But the problem is Man United is having very many returnees. Casemiro is back, there is Amrabat, there is Mason Mount, Eriksson is back, so there is no reason for him to obviously be at the club of Man United, because he won't get the required regular minutes that he deserves. You see to it that they had not even returned and he was not getting into the first 11 of Man United. That means it's going to be hard for him to get into that starting 11 for the club of Manchester United. And that means he needs to really leave. And Sevilla are really discussing a lot with the club of Man United. An option to buy with the buyback clause, I think, would have been the best deal for Hannibal, because even if he returns next season, it's going to be hard for him to get into that starting 11 of Man United. That is it. And he's going to turn 21 a fortnight from now, meaning that all he needs is enough playing time, and the manager has to acknowledge it. They've gone ahead to trigger his further 1 more year on his contract, and it's really working in his favor. And it's good to see to it that Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to allow this loan to obviously happen. Then the breaking story about this is all about a hijack coming in through from Everton, and the player is really having a lot of decisions to make. And Fabrizio Romano has broken the story that Everton are trying to hijack Sevilla loan move for Hannibal Mejbri. As contacts are taking place today, Hannibal picked Sevilla over Freiburg and Olympique Lyon. Still in talks with Man United, nothing done, but Everton are now also showing interest up to Hannibal now. So, if at all I'm Hannibal, I'll be in dilemma. Why? When you look at Sevilla, they are on their knees. They have a new manager already there, but he can easily get into the team. You get? And for Everton, it's playing in the Premier League, and he would love to play in the best league in the world, and that is the Premier League. Doucouré being out, that gives him a chance to come in through and obviously reunite with his former United player, that is Ghana. And Hannibal might be given a chance to play in there for you. And if at all, I'm the agent of Hannibal, and I talk to, what's the coach? The coach of Everton, I've forgotten his name, that bald-headed guy, and he confirms to me that he's going to get him ample playing time. I think if I'm Hannibal, I don't leave the Premier League. I go to Everton, play there for the next 6 months, and always find a better solution, because he's a very good player. He's a very good player, and all he needs is enough playing time. And I think he's a Premier League talented player. He's meant to be playing in the Premier League because of his physicality, his energy. All he needs to work out is only his discipline that has gone ahead to cost him sometimes on decisions that he makes, especially as far as really tackling is concerned. The yellow cards are really a problem for him, but he saw to it that when he was at Birmingham last season, there was a level he really went ahead to take. And when he came in throughout Man United in the preseason, even here in the season, the few games he's going to play, he has put up a show. You saw him when he came on against Aston Villa, 3-2 win against Man United, 3-2 win for Man United at Old Trafford. The way he really went ahead to waste that time. He was really one of those players that you really wanted to see and watch because of his energy and intensity that he went ahead to put up on the field of play. So for me, Hannibal is a very good player, and I would love him to obviously stay in the Premier League. But it will depend on the decision that his agent is going to make, because his agent might come out and say, I want my client to go to Sevilla because he'll get a better start. But in the Premier League, it helps put him in the spotlight, and there is a slot for him to play. I know Idrissa Gueye, I think, is having enough because in the previous game hasn't been playing for Everton. Doucouré is out, and they are playing with Gomez, meaning that the manager would like to build a new midfield of Onana, Hannibal, and Ghana. And for we as Man United, who might be really willing to get in Onana from Everton next summer, I think it's good for us to obviously send Hannibal to Everton to see to it that he plays there. If he really goes ahead to really prove a point and prove them right, then we can use that as a make weight, to really see to it that we get in this guy, that is Andre Onana. Because if this guy goes ahead and plays well at Everton, his value will be at like £30 million. If he gets exquisite performances at Everton in these remaining 6 months of the season, he'll reach £30 million. And Onana is valued at like 60. That means you'll be coughing out almost 30 to see to it that we take Andre Onana. So I think the best deal that best benefits Man United is the deal of Everton, provided he goes there and hits the ground running. That is it. But I don't know how much loan fee they are willing to offer to us. but we as fans of Man United are really here and willing to take everything up and running. So that is it coming in through from Hannibal transfer battle. Everton wants to hijack the deal, and Sevilla has already gone ahead to convince the player to go, but a Premier League chance has gone ahead to knock on the door, and I don't know what Hannibal is going to decide, but I would like to see him play for Everton. So after that, let's discuss a little bit about the captain of Man United that went ahead to really create a lot of fear in the dressing room, and the players saw him as a manager in a captain. And this is Gabriel Haynes talking about Roy Keane. He said, "We lost against Middlesbrough and Keane entered after me in the locker room. I had him telling me to fuck off. So I approached him and I answered, fuck you, fuck off you. I don't remember what happened next. When I woke up, I was on the floor." So that means Roy Keane went ahead to clobber him down. You know, he clobbered him down, and that is the heart of a captain of Manchester United. And this is something that Bruno Fernandes should copy a leaf from. A captain of Man United should really have traits of Roy Keane, because no time to joke. We shouldn't be joking here. All we need to be doing is simple. Let's get the going. We don't need players to down tools and obviously come to the dressing room and deliver and act like nothing is going to happen. It is really one of those times that we need to see to it that a captain shows up such that they give him the respect he deserves as a player and a captain, because Eric Ten Hag has told us that Bruno Fernandes is like a coach. So he has to come and take over that dressing room and really show them that what you've gone ahead to do is really bad, and it shouldn't obviously be really acting like nothing is going to happen. That's the character that Roy Keane really had, and I think that's the game that ended the career of Roy Keane at Manchester United, because he went ahead and really did a live interview on Man United TV that went ahead to shock everyone, where he flabbergasted everyone, and he was told to choose. If he was to obviously apologize for his players because he had gone a little bit beyond the sleeve, and if he wouldn't, then he was going to leave, and he left. So, and some of the players that he was really pissed about being at the club of Man United, Wayne Rooney and Ronaldo, went ahead to prove him wrong, that you were wrong on what you said, that we don't have the mentality to be what we are. And I think he was outside there knowing that maybe I made a very bad decision, but that wrath of him in the dressing room and ruthlessness was one of the things to obviously talk about as far as that dressing room was really concerned. So for me, I liked Roy Keane because of that and his character. He was really a very good leader and a very good footballer, and one of the best CDMs that United has ever had. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Your reactions to Hannibal transfer battle are welcome in the comment section below. Tell me your thoughts about Roy Keane actions as a captain of Man United, and what leaf would you want Bruno Fernandes to borrow from the book or from the garden of Roy Keane as the captain of Manchester United. May the living to God bless you abundantly. The Muslims Barakallahu Fikum. We sign out for now. See you later. Rokan David is my name. Bye bye.